G'day guys, it's Jay here from Journey of Whitefeather, kangaroos, koalas, and everything else in Australia. We know that. If you want a bit of a Steve Irwin impersonation, get the snakes and all those kind of things. Got my friend all the way. Now, I love this town, Canada. I went there. It was great. The Stampede is awesome. But this lady here, Mamuzo, I'll get it right, from
That's
Canada,
correct.
from Ontario, a joy advocate, and it's an interesting conversation we're going to have today because she's actually looking at people who are migrating into new cultures, but also putting the positivity onto it. Because how hard is it for someone to go from one culture, especially somewhere that's say a less developed country, to a new, but even the new, even the look at the language. I know I went to Japan and I struggled, but welcome to the show.
It's you're coming from a certain level of comfort, and then you're thrown into inconvenience because you're trying to build from scratch, right? So finding your footing, it's is where the challenge lies. And if you're not
Agree.
careful, you may begin to think that because I've had a couple of failures, I couldn't really get my dream job here, that I'm no longer qualified, I'm no longer the person I am. No, 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 that's not true. The failures that we face on a daily basis are just a reminder that life is not constant, and it's actually opportunity for us to grow. And so when I started changing my perspective around how I manage my challenges, I started becoming more successful in hitting my targets, in achieving my goals. And I really wanted to share that part of myself with the world because I find that many people go through challenges in their workplaces, emotional challenges, even marital challenges. When immigrants move over to a new country, some of us are not able to break free from our cultural nuances because I mean it's what you're used to for how many years of your life, right?
Yeah,
And then you
exactly.
come
Yeah.
to a new environment, and then you're trying to, you know, learn or unlearn what you have learned, so you could learn a new culture. So there is always that there's always that conflict. It is. So, well, I'll be very honest here. Yes. I wouldn't say that. Yes, some days I still feel a little, lonesome, and I'm like, oh, I was hoping to get this. I haven't got it yet, right? And I think that
Yep.
that's very common, right? When we set targets and goals and you say, you know what, I want to buy a house, for instance, and I'm not able to buy it yet because I have to fulfill some obligations. And I'm like, it's taking too long. I just want to have
Excuse
my
me.
own house, and I'm spending so much money paying rent where I'm currently renting, right? So there are those moments where I feel a little low, and that's why the show is actually there, because you need someone to keep reminding you. It's not just to motivate you, because with the motivations there are those fluctuations up and down,
Yep.
but with inspiration, and if it's a practical thing that you're reenacting your faith, your conviction in yourself, in your ability to attract goodness. If you do that often, then what you're doing is you're building emotional resiliency, right? Such that even when you're faced with a challenge, you're no longer at the level you were prior to engaging in positive affirmation or confessions, because your mind is now awakened to a consciousness that this is who you are. It's more like feeding your soul, right? I don't
Yep.
blame them for being depressed, but it's just that when you are situated in the right environment, you're constantly feeding yourself with positive words, and you have the right connection, right support system. To a very large extent, you have been able to master, or you have been able to build a higher level of competency as with regards to your emotional ability to withstand challenges. So it's about emotional resiliency, mental capacity. It's also about finding the strength and the
Yep.
vigor. Like I said, I always say on the show, it's for us to enjoy the value of each day. Every day is not the same. Every day has its own uniqueness, but you must remember that every day has its value. So whether you feel high or low on this particular day, there's a value to it. And that's what I keep reminding myself. When I feel, when I'm in those low moments, I say to myself, you know what? It doesn't mean that it's not going to be a good day regardless. I'm still going to have a great day because I set my mind to have a great day. I'm still going to wake up and I'll feel joy. I'll still love to share that joy with somebody else, right? So it's me being deliberate about the principles I want to keep practicing so that I can become a better person and attract the things that I desire.